All praises to the Most High. All praises to our Elohim. All praises to our earthly mother, our heavenly mother, the Ruach HaKodesh, the dove, Sophia, wisdom. All praises to Yahweh Shai, our brother, who shows us the way, who has told us this day that our redemption is here. All praises to our Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Just so that we're clear, there's no idolatry over here. So why? Why are these things happening? See, only the wise gets those answers, has those answers, holds those answers. The unwise, they continue to ask questions, run around confounded in a state of confusion. And yet they do not ever ask or answer the question of why. It used to be they would say, you know what, I'm just going to go, I'm going to leave, I'm going to go to England, I'm going to go to Spain, I'm going to go to Europe, I'll just go to Italy, I'll just go to Ghana, I'll just go to Nigeria, I'll just go to Ethiopia, I'll just go to Egypt, I'll just go to Persia, I'll go to Babylon, I'll just go to Asia, I'll go to Australia. And now they're asking and saying, no, I want to stay. I want to stay. Why are they asking the question they want to stay? See, why is every government house globally in disarray, right? Why is the religiousness of the madness of the heathen in dismay, right? Right? Why are these so-called Negroes, not all and not most, but a few of these Negroes saying judgment is here? Why are they saying that they are Indios and Negros and Hebrew and Israelite? Why? Yasharala, why are they saying this? Why does it appear that Jesus of white has escaped and left us here? Why are these things happening? Why? Why is it that the whole system of Western civilization under capitalization appears and is in dire straits? Why are these things happening? You know, if you want the surfaceable why, go to the heathen institutions. Oh, you guys so mean talking about heathen. Heathen is just an idolater, an idolator. That's all a heathen is. Pagan. Heathen. Idolator. Scourge. No, I'm a Christian and I love Jesus of white, and I tell you, he is my Lord and Savior, and he's going to give us mercy through judgment. He's going to make sure that we get raptured away. Again, I thought that the rapture ended in 17, 18, 19, 20. I thought that the rapture was a myth. No, it's going to happen on the Feast of Trumpets, Rosh Hashanah, and the 24th of September. We're going to be out of here. Okay. Why are you trying to leave? Why are you having a thought process when, mind you, your Jebus of white has been ruling this entire time? Why are you trying to leave? Where are you going? And why do you feel the need to go when this is your heaven? This is your world. This is what you've created. This is what the Christians have thought within their vain imaginations to build within their nations and for their nations. So why are you trying to leave? First and foremost. Secondly, where are you going? Where do you think you're going? Is there a plane? Is there a train? Is there an automobile? Is that going to give you there? Are you going to have your fill of all of the heavens? Is that where you are in your concept of conceptualization of time? Is that what you believe is all on the line? That's your purpose, to go to heaven? A heaven that you have conjured up in your own mind? Scoff, scoff. Mock, mock. Put the books down. Because at this point in time, if you can't answer the why, you are not wise. Contrary to what you may believe, or what you have been told, there is no escape from judgment of what you have done. And we say, we're using pronouns too, just like you guys. You guys, the Christians and their fallacy of folly, they decide they want to, flip the script, change up the meanings, the words of our scriptures, of our scrolls, and they want to say, they're going to change the pronoun, to various things: they, them, thee, he, she, it. Then they just take it out, so you don't even know what the context is. This is their biz. This is what they have done. You can't even find how many editions have been written, rewritten, translated, transliterated after the King James Bible. You can't even find that online. AI won't even give it to you. How many editions after? Let alone the edition of the KJV, of all that they've done in that too. This is telephone, that old school kid game, telephone. And they're at the end. And all the information that was given in the beginning did not filter to them. And now here at the end, they're like, all over the place. Doctrines of Doolittle, madness and silly. Just not even smart. Without reason of any of these seasons that they have gone through. And they have put us through. No consideration for no accountability. And that's not my problem at all. That's not the Mishbaka's problem. We are here to be the pillars of light for our own people. Those that the Most High raises up here at the end. We're not a Christian band who says, you know what? Come on, everybody can get in. No, we don't do that. We're not a camp who's sitting on the street strutting stuff of vain imagination of eschatologies coming from an Albert Pike. So, again, we know the why. We understand the why. Matter of fact, you know what? We're comfortable with the why. We're comfortable with that. And we're not going to stop speaking to our Mishbaka, because the whole world is in a delusion of confusion. We're not going to do that. We don't care if you believe that you're African, if you're not. We don't care if you believe if Jesus is God or if he's not. We don't care if you believe that you black or you white. We, at the end of the day, there's a group of us that really don't care what you say, what anybody says. Doesn't matter the color, doesn't matter. And yet we're not walking around with a gun on our hip, a whip on our hip, chains on our hip, knives, swords, dogs at our hip to impose what we're saying onto you. by force. We're not doing that. That's not our purpose. And that's the fantastically, beautifully thing about today for us. It's becoming simpler for us and more complicated for the nations. Systematically, it's breaking. It's faltering. It's wavering. And that's not our problem. That's not our problem. Our problem is no longer to be the base of men, to hold up the base foundation of the madness of Western civilization. And of course, it's demonic capitalization. That's not our purpose anymore. That was a time we had to do that. We had to toil with the foils of the fools, of the folly, of the madness, of the neurosis, the psychosis, the ignorance of the heathen. And now 2025, when everything has come to a head, everything has come to a head. What else can they do? And how much further can we go? They can't do anything, and we can do all things. As long as we maintain our foundation with our Elohim. And those are the facts. Those are the things that has got the heathens, jacked up. Because there is nothing else for them to do. Their purpose is done. We now see their purpose. We now understand their purpose. So their purpose is done. Okay, fine. You did what you did. We're done. We're good. Now we're moving on. All good for us. Not my problem for you. I can no longer do for you. That's not my purpose. And yet there's going to be those that'll run around talking about, oh, well, Jebus and Jabus and Popus and Western civilization can do fine, and we will rebuild, and we will this, and we will that. Is that the truth? As that has no fact. Tell me, what is your outlook for 2026? What is the outlook? Is it upliftment? Is it hope? Is it might? Is it strength? Is it rebirth? Rebuild? Restore? What is the outlook for 2026? And that's why right now, our outlook, just so you understand, our outlook is favorable. It's favorable. We have a favorable outlook for our future. And all those disruptors and distractors, deceivers, who are trying to, deceive us into whatever madness of heathenistic ways that there may be, we see you, and it's not going to happen. Our tests, your tests, you're failing. You're failing the test. And if you would listen for, this is sort of kind of a group project, but if you listen and take heed, maybe you'd be at a D. Maybe. But right now, you're below an E. And that's madness. We are looking at A's and B's. because that's our favorable outlook that we can see. I don't know about the rest of the nations and what they got going on in their minds, but there is no more time for their dainties of living and fun and expeditions of expeditiously imposing their will. Because now it is time for the Father's will to be done. And he has told his daughters and sons to be still, to be still, to be still, to be still. Listen, learn, seek after him, our Elohim. Honor, respect, love the dove, wisdom for our kingdom. Honor, love, respect our Elohim and our brother, who was brutally murdered for our sake today. Because he came to show his people the way. And they tried to hide his words as well, changing everything, feeling like everything is all good, all swell. And now look at them. All they doing is yelling, screaming, and hollering about what? About what? Injustice. Why are they crying about injustice? Why is turnabout fair play? So why are all these things happening? And how come we understand? How come we see what is going on today with us and them? And they do not. Why they cry for justice today when yesterday they didn't care about justice for us? So turnabout is fair play. Karma is here and more on the way. Justice will have its day, not for our sakes necessarily, but for our ancestors, for the earth, for the air, for the land, for the elements, for the animals, big and small, for the whole creation of the Most High and all the heavenlies. This is why justice is coming. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but you're going to have to sort that out in your mind. You're going to have to get through it this time alone. That's the whole thing, just like us. There's going to be no rapture. There's going to be no fuss. It just is what it is. And we're not doing the things to you that you did to us. To be quite frank, we don't care enough. We're seeking our kingdom so we can rule and reign through eternity and have no more madness of the heathen. No more. That's what people don't understand. No effing more. We're done. We're done, son. We are done. like for real. We're not giving no energies. We're not giving anything up. We're not doing anything for anybody. We're not thinking of anybody outside of ourselves. And they'll say that's pride and all that. But have not they been in pride for the last, since they came on the scene, since pre-1492, since since they want to start their little Gregorian calendar at 0 to 1, when Rome came into view, into power, by killing up all the little states around them, to kill it up, to own it, so they can be as one. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're not the same people. We, the remnant within the remnant, the wheel within the wheel, are not the same people as we were in the 20th century. We're not the same people that we were 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Regeneration is upon the nation. And this is the fear that you guys have because you guys have allowed yourselves to compartmentalize the pain and suffering that your people realized upon our heads, our bodies, our sons and daughters, our lands, our spirits. Now that has to be atoned for, and it's not atoned for lightly. It's atoned for it is atoned for mightily because you carry the weight of your forefathers. You carry the sins of your forefathers. Don't try to act like you don't. If that was the case, then you wouldn't have created, you would not have said, oh, Adam and Eve and then Adam, we are all judged. We're all in sin because of Adam. Same scenario. You're not going to get away with this. This is already what we know. We are the regeneration of our peoples, our ancestors. This has been predestined to happen. The why is because it needed to be purged. The whole creation needed to be purged so that it can have in the physical a new human, untainted by mankind. And if you don't believe that, that's just perfectly fine. Why? Because it's not my problem. Because why, or rather the wise, know the why. And the wise and the wise are worthy. And the ones that don't know the why are found to be unworthy. That's why you can't hold or read other books. That's why you can't do the things that your forefathers were doing as crooks. This is the consummation of time. The fullness of the heathen has come in. And now we know who we are, line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little and there a little. Why? Because we have been found worthy. The wheel within the wheel. And this is a pep talk for the Mishbaka because we are enduring and persevering in such a way that it is shaking up the world, and that is great. That is our purpose. That is what we're to do. That is our purpose here at the consummation of time. So stand still, Mishbaka, rest, Mishbaka, cogitate, manifest, study, love your daughters, sons, husbands, wives, neighbors, brothers, and sisters. Your Elohim, your brother, your mother, and your father, with all of your heart, mind, being, soul, and spirit. Utilizing your phalanges of your bodies for righteousness. For righteousness. Because we now are the pillars of light, no longer the pillars of salt. We are not looking back, we are looking forward. And boldly too. So punks jump up to get beat down. Christians jump up to get beat down. All of the religions of the day are jumping up to get beat down. Why? Because their doctrines are unsound. They are low-level base individuals close to the ground. And now we that were lost are now found to be worthy. To be worthy. All praises to the Most High. Remember, we going to the kingdom. Remember, we going to the kingdom. And the kingdom comes here on our land, the promised land. As the two sticks in his hand becomes one. Don't miss our glory looking at their judgment so that we can be found worthy. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Thanking him for this day, this Shabbat, this day of rest, this day of peace, reflection, conviction, and correction. Thanking him for the awareness, the beauty, the majesty. Thanking him for the Mishbaka, for others like you and me. Thank you for the peace, the shalom that you have given us. Thank you for justice being meted out. All praises to our mother, Wisdom, who has brought a lot of this out, exposed the heathens, so we can shout all praises to the Most High. There is justice. All praises again to our brother, who they brutally murdered, lied about, lied on, destroyed, who, mind you, has risen to show us the way in this day, to give us comfort, peace, showing us the way to the Father, to our kingdom, back to our mother, so we can get to our Father, so that we can be one under the sun of the creation of our Elohim. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.